There's one herb that Margot Robbie, Henry Cavill, and basically every high-performing human being on the planet probably isn't taking, but should be. It has been used for over 2,000 years across East Asia. It is one of the most studied natural compounds in existence, and it has demonstrated something almost no other natural compound has managed to pull off. It actually improves cognition in healthy young adults. Not in sick people, not in elderly patients, in healthy young people. That almost never happens in the research. The herb is Panax ginseng. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what it does, how it works, the 5 most evidence-backed benefits, including what it does for testosterone and the exact dose that the research actually supports. Let's get into it. Quick bit of context before we dive in. I have spent years going deep into the research on hormones, performance, and natural health. I'm Chinese, so I grew up with one foot already in traditional medicine, and I've spent the last few years cross-referencing that with the published science. I put everything I found into a free testosterone blueprint: biology, diet, training, supplements, the lot. Link is in the description if you want it at any point. But right now, let's talk about ginseng, because this one deserves its own video. First, let's clear something up. Because ginseng is one of the most confusing terms in the supplement world, there are multiple herbs called ginseng. They are completely different plants. Ashwagandha, sometimes called Indian ginseng, Eleuthero, Siberian ginseng, Tongkat Ali, Malaysian ginseng. There's even American ginseng and Chinese ginseng. The one we're talking about today is Panax ginseng, also called Korean ginseng, and the reason it matters is simple. The overwhelming majority of the high-quality human research on ginseng has been done specifically on this one. When you see a ginseng study referenced, this is almost always the plant behind it. So when I say ginseng, from this point forward, I mean Panax ginseng, Korean ginseng, the real one. Benefit number 1, cognition. The first benefit is the one that genuinely surprised me most. Panax ginseng has been shown to improve cognitive performance in healthy young adults. Panax ginseng improves cognition in healthy young adults. This matters enormously because almost no natural compound achieves this. The bar in cognitive research is usually just, can we slow decline in older people? Ginseng clears the bar and goes further. Specifically, the research shows improvements in reaction time, reduction in mental fatigue, and a slowing of cognitive decline over time. The mechanisms being investigated include ginseng's ability to upregulate BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which keeps neurons healthy and signals them to form new pathways. There's also evidence of improved signaling across serotonin, dopamine, and acetylcholine systems, plus enhanced neuromitochondria function. The exact mechanisms are still being refined in the literature. A lot of the deeper work is in animal models, but the breadth of human evidence for the cognitive outcome itself puts Panax ginseng near the top of a very short list of credible nootropic compounds. Benefit number 2, mood. The second benefit connects directly to the first. Panax ginseng has been shown to increase calmness and improve subjective sense of well-being. And this makes complete mechanistic sense. The same neurotransmitter systems, serotonin, dopamine, acetylcholine, that drive cognitive performance are also the primary architects of mood. Improve one, you tend to improve the other. What I find interesting about this from a Chinese medicine perspective is that Panax ginseng is classified as a qi tonic, restoring foundational energy and vitality. And foundational energy is exactly what improved mood and cognitive clarity feel like from the inside. East and West, same compound, same description, different language. Benefit number 3, hormones and testosterone. Now, this is the one most of you are here for, and I want to be straight with you about what the research actually shows, because the honest answer is nuance, and nuance is more useful to you than hype. Panax ginseng's ability to directly increase testosterone has only been consistently demonstrated in infertile and hypogonadal men who already have clinically low testosterone. If your testosterone is already in a reasonable range, you're probably not going to see a dramatic testosterone number change from ginseng alone. I'll rather tell you that up front than have you take it expecting something the research doesn't fully support. That said, here's what makes it interesting. One mechanism being studied is ginseng's ability to inhibit 5-alpha reductase, the enzyme that converts testosterone into DHT. What this means in practice, by slowing the conversion, there may be more testosterone available in circulation before it gets converted. Whether there's a net benefit depends on your individual hormone profile, because DHT is actually the more potent androgen. This is genuinely complex. There's also evidence of antioxidant activity specifically in testicular tissue, which matters because oxidative stress is a documented suppressor of Leydig cell function. Protecting those cells protects your testosterone production machinery. One thing I want to flag that most ginseng content doesn't mention, panax ginseng also has phytoestrogenic activity, meaning it interacts with estrogen receptors to some degree. This isn't a reason to avoid it, but it does mean I personally wouldn't rely on panax ginseng as my primary hormone optimization tool. For that, I use a combination of the lifestyle foundations: sleep, body composition, the micronutrients, and where herbs are involved, I lean more on Tongkat Ali, Cistanche, and Epimedium for the hormone-specific work. Ginseng is a brilliant complement, not the centerpiece for testosterone specifically. Benefit number 4, libido and erection quality. The fourth benefit is where ginseng gets very practical for men. Multiple studies have shown panax ginseng improves erection quality specifically. The mechanism here is two-pronged. First, ginseng reliably reduces stress, and chronic stress is one of the most consistent suppressors of libido in men through cortisol elevation and downstream testosterone suppression. Second, ginseng improves blood flow, and improved circulation has obvious and direct downstream effects on erectile function. These two mechanisms together explain why the research shows what it shows. It's not magic, it's physiology. Benefit number 5, general health. The fifth benefit is honestly where I think ginseng shines the most, and is the reason I personally take it. Panax ginseng has demonstrated improvements across blood sugar regulation, immune function, inflammation reduction, DNA damage reduction, antioxidant status, cholesterol markers, cancer risk reduction in some cohort studies. When we look at the breadth of general wellness evidence for this herb, it is genuinely one of the most comprehensively studied natural health compounds in existence. That's why it's been used for 2,000 years, not because of tradition alone, because it works across multiple systems simultaneously. For women specifically, the cognitive and mood benefits, the blood sugar regulation, the anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects, these all apply equally. And for women in perimenopause, there is separate research suggesting panax ginseng may help with some associated symptoms. Dosing, what the research actually says. This is where most ginseng content falls short. So let's be precise. Two important things on dosing. First, extract versus root powder. Always go for a standardized extract over plain dried root powder. The research that produced all the results I've described was done with extracts, not raw powder. To match the extract dose with plain root powder, you will need to take around 10 grams of powder per day. The extract is dramatically more efficient. Look for products that clearly state they are standardized extracts and list the ginsennoside content. Second, dose determines the effect. The extract dose range supported by research is 100 to 400 milligrams per day. At the lower end, around 100 to 200 milligrams. The effect tends to be more calming, more mood focused, better for sustained focus and stress reduction. At the higher end, around 300 to 400 milligrams, the effect becomes more stimulating, better for energy and acute cognitive performance. This is because ginseng affects multiple neurotransmitter systems simultaneously, and at different doses, different systems dominate. There's no single right dose, it depends on what you are optimizing for. I personally cycle ginseng. I don't take it every day indefinitely. I run it for 8 to 12 weeks, take a break, then revisit. There's no strong evidence requiring cycling, but my preference with any adaptogen is to not rely on it constantly. By the way, if you want everything in one place, the full hormone optimization framework, all 5 foundational pillars, the complete herb breakdown including ginseng and every study reference, I put it all into one free blueprint. It's in the description, grab it and keep it while it's still free. How it fits into the bigger picture. Here's the thing about ginseng that I want you to live with. It's not a shortcut, no herb is. The foundational work, sleep, light exposure, training, nutrition, getting body fat into a sensible range, fixing the environmental suppressors, that is non-negotiable. That comes first, always. But once the foundations are solid, ginseng earns its place as one of the most versatile, well-evidenced adaptogens you can add. It touches cognition, mood, libido, general health, and hormone function all at once. In Chinese medicine terms, it's qi tonic. restoring the foundational energy that everything else runs on. In Western terms, it's an adaptogen that improves stress response, neurotransmitter function, vascular health, and cellular protection simultaneously. Same plant, same outcome, two different ways of arriving at the same conclusion. That's a full picture on Panax Ginseng. 5 real benefits, honest breakdown of the hormone side, the exact dose, and how it fits into everything else. If you found this useful, you know what to do. And go grab the free blueprint. It puts all of this in context alongside everything else I have researched. Links in the description.